Hello everyone. So we are going to discuss regarding the fourth unit of rural institution planning and development. Here we will be discussing regarding the major rural development and welfare programs. Let's see regarding the objectives. So at the end of the session, the participants will be able to define different development programs introduced by the Government of India for poverty eradication, employment generation, to provide basic amenities and social security, and will also be able to explain different types of self-employment programs, wage employment programs, minimum needs program, social security programs, area development programs, and also will be able to mention the needs and objectives of various development programs. The expected learning outcomes are that the participants will be able to understand different types of development programs and will also be able to understand the background of the introduction, needs, and objectives. So as I earlier mentioned, we will be discussing regarding the major rural development and welfare programs. Here the topic under discussion has been divided into 5. That is self-employment programs, wage employment programs, minimum needs program, social security program, area and area development program. So at first we will be discussing regarding the self-employment program, that is in this session. And further in the next 4 sessions we will be discussing the next 4 programs. Poverty and unemployment in rural areas remain a major cause of concern to development planners in India, and a large number of rural development programs have been introduced from time to time through various successive plans. Rural development programs for rural people were designed for the upliftment of economic as well as social conditions of rural people. Keeping this in mind, the chapter has been divided, as I mentioned earlier, into 5. So in this session, we will be discussing regarding the self-employment program. In self-employment program, we will be discussing 6 of them. That is, the first one we will be discussing is the Training and Rural Youths for Self-Employment (TRESEM) in 1979, Integrated Rural Development Planning Development Program (IRDP) 1980, Development of Women and Children in Rural Areas 1985, Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana (SGSY) 1999, National Rural Livelihood Mission NRLM 2011, and Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gramin Kaushal Yojana DDY-GKY. So as we know, in the self-employment program, poverty and unemployment in rural areas remain a major cause for the concern in development planners in India. A large number of self-employment generation programs has been implemented, and these are the few of them that we are going to discuss. So without wasting much of the time, let's first discuss regarding training on rural youth for self-employment. TRESEM was launched in 1979 as a separate national scheme for training rural youth for self-employment. The compelling reason for launching the program being the huge backlog of unemployment and underemployment among the rural youth. TRESEM aimed at providing basic technical and entrepreneurial skills to the rural poor in the age group of 18 to 35 years, enabling them to take up income generating activities. It has been laid down that the coverage of youth from SC or ST communities should be at least 50% of rural youth trained. Out of the total beneficiaries, at least 50% should be women. The scheme has been merged into Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana (SGSY) with IRDP, DWCRA, etc. from April 1999. See the objectives. The main objective is to provide rural youth, that is 18 to 35 years, from families below the poverty line with training and technical skills to enable them to take up self-employment in agriculture, industry, services and business activities. Training is perceived not only in terms of provision of physical skills but also change in attitude, enhancement of motivation and skills in human relations, etc. are also ought to be imparted. Self-employment is defined as a gainful employment on a full-time basis which result in income which is sufficient for the family of the youth cross the poverty line. Situation of employment in which the means of production are owned, hired or taken on lease are taken to be self-employment situation. Let's discuss the salient features. TRESEM became the self-employment for youth component of IRDP and was introduced in all the 5,000 blocks in the country. An identified youth will be put through a period of training either in the training institute or under the master craftsman. The duration of training is flexible depending upon types of courses. The trainers are given stipend and a toolkit. The successful trainee is eligible to receive a subsidy or credit or income generating asset under IRDP. At least 50% of the youth to be trained for self-employment either for secondary or tertiary sector activity. The wage employment training was to be in the secondary and tertiary sectors. The BDO selects the eligible youth belonging to the target group with the help of VLWs. The identification of location is done by DRDA in consultation with district level officers of different departments. DRDA prepares a resource inventory for training facilities like ITIs, polytechnics, KVIs, KVKs, and NYKs. The DRDA is responsible for the implementation of TRISM. Now let's discuss regarding the Integrated Rural Development Program, that is the IRDP. Integrated Rural Development Program IRDP is a rural development program of the Government of India which aims in providing self-employment program intended to raise the income generation capacity of the target group among the poor. The target group consists largely of small and marginal farmers, agricultural laborers living below the poverty line. The income of a sustained basis enables the target group to cross the poverty line. The Integrated Rural Development Program IRDP was launched in all blocks of the country 2nd October 1980. The integration covers 4 principal dimensions: integration of sectoral programs, spatial integration, integration of social and economic processes, and above all, the policies with a view to achieve a better fit between the growth, reduction in poverty, and employment generation. The objectives are, there are mainly 5 objectives to launch the scheme, namely, first is the employment opportunities, that is to increase the employment opportunities among small farmers, marginal farmers, agricultural laborers, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe families. Second is agricultural production, that is to increase the production of agriculture and related activities in rural area. Third is the rural industries, that is development of dairy, poultry, piggery and animal husbandry in rural industries. Fourth is the local facilities, to provide the local facilities like electricity, road, school, clinic and drinking water, etc. Agricultural equipment, that is to improving the agricultural equipped tools and transfer into science and technology. Now let's discuss regarding the salient features. The main feature of the program were, for the first time, the concept of poverty line income was applied to the identification of the beneficiaries, and therefore land was no more the criteria for identification and selection of beneficiaries. The poverty line income was fixed at Rs 3,500 per year for an average family of 5 persons. The families with an annual income below Rs 3,500 were identified as below poverty line families, and these were eligible for benefits under the IRDP. The identification of beneficiaries was done through a basics line survey of the family income. The subsidy rates were the same as used for SFDA beneficiaries, that is 25% for the small farmers, 33.33% for others, and 50% for SC/ST beneficiaries. In addition, the beneficiaries of any category in a group scheme were also eligible for 50% subsidy. At least 30% of the total beneficiaries were supposed to be SC and STs. This was later increased to 50%. The women beneficiaries from all categories were supposed to be the 33%, which was later increased to 40%. Now let's discuss regarding development of women and children in rural areas, that is the DWCRA. The Department of Women and Child Development was set up in the year 1985 as a part of the Ministry of Human Resource Development to give the much needed impetus to the holistic development of women and children. With effect from on 30th of 2006, 30th of January 2006, the department has been upgraded to the ministry. Development of Women and Children in Rural Areas, DWCRA, is one of the sub-schemes of Integrated Rural Development Program IRDP introduced in 1982 at district level. The primary objective of the scheme is to focus attention on the women members of rural families below the poverty line to provide them with opportunities of self-employment on a sustained basis. DWCRA, with exclusive focus on economic empowerment of women, provides all these inputs by considering women as critical to development. The intervention aims at not only raising the income of rural women of poor households, but also enabling organized participation of groups of women, provides all these inputs by considering women as a criteria to development. Also enabling organized participation of groups of women in program of credit, skill training and infrastructure support for self-employment. Implementing agency and staffing pattern. The DWCRA is being implemented by the district rural development agencies to facilitate the implementation of the scheme. One post of assistant project officer that should be a woman has been sanctioned to be a part of DRDA team. One additional post of Gram Sevika has also been sanctioned at the block level to look after the activities of the groups. This is addition to the 2 Gram Sevika in the normal block pattern. Let's see regarding the objectives. The basic objective of DWCRA is to provide rural women with productive income, generating assets and credit and enhance their skills, and also seek to provide an effective organizational support structure so that the woman can receive assistance in production of goods and services more effectively. Let's discuss regarding the child care activities that is under the development of women and children in rural areas. The child care activities, that is the CCA, has been incorporated in DWCRA program during 1995-96. The main objectives of them are to provide creche services for children of working DWCRA women, setting up literacy centers of DWCRA women with specific emphasis on girl child, dropouts and illiterate members of the DWCRA groups, filling up critical gap in the area of immunization, nutrition, etc. for the children of DWCRA members with special focus and emphasis on the girl child to reduce gender disparities in the infant girl child care. To provide some relief to the physical handicapped children of DWCRA members, to provide immediate relief and pay for legal assistance in case of redressal of physical abuse of girl child. Children below 6 years are the target group of the child care activities. Each DRDA is to receive rupees 1.50 lakh, that is 1 lakh central share and 50,000 as a state share for child care activities. Let's see regarding the Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarozgar Yojana SGSY. The SGSY scheme is operative from 1st April 1999 in rural areas of the country. The SGSY is a holistic scheme covering all aspects of self-employment, such as organization of the poor into self-help groups, providing training, credit, access of technology, infrastructure, and marketing. The scheme is funded by financial institutions in the country, like Panchayati Raj institutions, district rural development agencies, DRDAs, non-government organizations, NGOs, technical institutions in the district will also be involved in the process of planning. These institutions will also be involved in the process of planning, implementing and monitoring of the scheme. The scheme aims at establishing a large number of micro-enterprises in the rural area. The list of below poverty line households identified through BPL census duly approved by the Gram Sabha will form the basis for identification of families for assistance under SGSY. The assisted families, known as the Swarozgaris, can be either individuals or groups and would be selected from the BPL families by a 3-member team consisting of block development officer, banker and a sarpanch. The SGSY will focus on vulnerable section of the rural poor. According to the SC or ST accordingly, the SC or ST will account for at least 50%, women will account for 40%, and the disabled will account for 3% of those who are assisted. Now let's see the objectives of SGSY. The emphasis is on the group approach. The basic idea is that the rural poor in India have varied competencies, and if they are provided with necessary support at the right time, they can become very successful producers of valuable goods and services, which will help them in crossing the poverty line. Therefore, the holistic program of micro-enterprise covering all these necessary aspects of self-employment. They include the following: organization of poor into SHGs, capacity building of SHGs, planning of activity clusters, infrastructure build-up, technology, credit, marketing. Now let's move on to National Rural Livelihood Mission, that is the NRLM. National Rural Livelihood Mission was launched by the Ministry of Rural Development (MORD), Government of India in June 2011. The scheme is focused on promoting self-employment and organization of rural poor. The basic idea behind this program is to organize the poor into SHGs and make them capable for self-employment. In 1999, after restructuring Integrated Rural Development Program, that is the IRDP, the Ministry of Rural Development launched Swarna Jayanti Grameen Swarojgar Yojana to focus on promoting self-employment among rural poor. The SGSY is now remodeled to form NRLM, thereby plugging the shortfalls of SGSY program. This is one of the world's largest initiatives to improve the livelihood of poor. This program is supported by the World Bank with a credit of $1 billion. The scheme facilitates the poor to have access to the formal credit, support for diversification and strengthening of livelihood, access to entitlement and public services. Let's also discuss regarding the objectives of NRLM. The main objective of NRLM has been listed here and we have mentioned regarding the same. Now let's discuss regarding the last DDY GKY, that is the Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Grameen Kaushalya Yojana. DDU GKY under National Rural Livelihood Mission NRLM is an initiative launched by Ministry of Rural Development. The basic objective of the training program would be to equip rural youth with marketable skills to enhance their capacity to secure employment in the organized sector with the adequate income generation. The training are being provided on the basis of market demand and potential market opportunities. Moreover, DDU GKY gives young people from poor communities an opportunity to upgrade their skills and enter the skilled workforce in growing sectors of the economy. Training and placements are running in partnership with public, private and non-government organizations. The scheme will benefit more than 55 million poor rural youth who are ready to be skilled by providing sustainable employment. Now let's discuss regarding the objectives of DDY-GKY. First, it enables poor and marginalized to access benefits. Second, mandatory coverage of socially disadvantaged groups, SC or ST 50%, minority 50% and women 33%. Shifting emphasis from training to career progression. Post-placement support, migration support and alumni network. Proactive approach to build placement partnerships. Guarantee placement for at least 75% trained candidates. Enhancing the capacity of implementation partners. Nurturing new training services, providing service providers and developing their skills. Greater emphasis on project for poor rural youth in Jammu and Kashmir, Himayat. These are the objectives of DDY-GKY. I hope the session was clear and I hope that everyone was able to understand regarding the TRESA, IRDP, DWCRA, SGSY, NRLM, DDY-GKY, which were the schemes that were explained under the self-employment programs. Thank you for listening. Have a happy learning.